Ever feel like you have a million conversations a day, but none of them really matter? You chat about the weather, what you did last weekend, the latest show you're binge watching. But at the end of the day, do you feel any more connected to the people you talk to? We spend so much time in this kind of superficial small talk, but what we're really craving is something deeper. We want conversations that make us feel seen, heard, and understood. Today, we are going to dive into the science behind why those meaningful connections feel so good, and how you can have more of them. This isn't just about being a better conversationalist, it's about transforming your relationships and boosting your own happiness. So, what's actually happening in our brains when we move past the small talk and into a truly meaningful conversation? It's like a chemical cocktail party up there. When you connect with someone on a deeper level, your brain releases a flood of feel-good hormones. The star of the show is oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone or cuddle hormone. It's the same chemical that helps mothers bond with their newborns. It fosters feelings of trust, empathy, and attachment. When you share something personal and the other person responds with understanding, your brain rewards you with a hit of oxytocin, making you feel safe and connected to them. It's literally wiring you to bond with that person. But that's not all. Dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward, also plays a huge role. You know that little thrill you get when you learn something new, solve a puzzle, or get a notification on your phone? That's dopamine. In a deep conversation, when you share a laugh, have a breakthrough realization together, or feel truly understood, your brain's reward system lights up with a dopamine release. It makes the experience enjoyable and motivates you to seek it out again. So, that amazing feeling you get after a long, heartfelt chat with a friend. That's not just in your head, it's real brain chemistry at work, telling you this is good. Do more of this. It's our biology's way of pushing us towards what we need most: genuine human connection. Now that we know why these conversations feel so good, how do we actually have them? The single most important skill, the foundation of it all, is active listening. And I mean truly active listening, which is a world away from just passively hearing someone. Passive hearing is what you do when the TV is on in the background. You hear the sounds, but you're not really processing the information. It's in one ear and out the other. We often do this in conversations too. We're just waiting for our turn to talk, formulating our own response in our head while the other person is still speaking. We're hearing their words, but we're not listening to their meaning. Active listening is a full-body sport. It's about being fully present and engaged with the other person. The first technique is simple but powerful. Maintain eye contact. It signals that you're focused on them and that they have your undivided attention. Next, focus on asking open-ended questions. Instead of questions that can be answered with a simple yes or no, ask questions that start with how, what, or why. For example, instead of asking, "Did you have a good day?" try asking, "What was the most interesting part of your day?" This invites them to share more and opens the door to a real story. And perhaps the most crucial part of active listening is validating the other person's feelings. This doesn't mean you have to agree with them. It just means acknowledging their emotional experience. You can say things like, "That sounds incredibly frustrating," or "I can see why you would feel that way." When you validate someone's feelings, you're retelling them that their emotions are legitimate and that you were there with them in that moment. You're creating a safe space for them to be open and honest, which is the fertile ground where deep conversations grow. It's a shift from a conversation being a competition to it being a collaboration. Beyond just listening, true connection requires two more key ingredients: empathy and vulnerability. Let's talk about empathy first. Have you ever winced when you saw someone trip and fall, almost as if you felt their pain? That's your mirror neurons in action. These are incredible brain cells that fire both when we perform an action and when we observe someone else performing that same action. They essentially allow us to mirror or simulate another person's experience in our own minds. When someone tells you they're feeling sad or excited, your mirror neurons help you understand and share that feeling on a neural level. Empathy isn't just a nice idea. It's a hardwired biological capacity. By consciously trying to put yourself in the other person's shoes and imagine their perspective, you're strengthening those neural pathways and deepening your ability to connect. The other side of this coin is vulnerability. This is often the scariest part. Being vulnerable means showing your true self, your imperfections, your fears, and your hopes, without any guarantee of how the other person will react. It's taking an emotional risk. We're often taught to put up a front, to appear strong and perfect. But here's the secret. That perfect facade is a wall. It keeps us safe, but it also keeps others out. True connection can only happen when we let that wall down. When you share something personal and real about yourself, you're giving the other person a gift. You're telling them, "I trust you." This act of trust is incredibly powerful. It invites them to be vulnerable in return, creating a cycle of openness and mutual respect. It's in these moments of shared vulnerability that a casual acquaintance can transform into a lifelong friend. It's scary, yes, but it's where the magic happens. So, how do we put all of this science into practice in our daily lives? Let's get into some actionable tips. First and foremost, put away the distractions, and I mean all of them. The biggest barrier to connection in the modern world is probably in your pocket right now. When you're trying to have a real conversation, put your phone on silent and out of sight. Turn off the TV. Give the person in front of you your full, undivided attention. This simple act communicates more respect and interest than any words can. It says, "You are more important to me right now than anything else." Next, be willing to go first. Share your own personal stories and experiences. You can't expect someone to open up to you if you're not willing to open up yourself. Talk about a challenge you overcame, a dream you have, or something you're struggling with. This doesn't mean you have to trauma dump on the first person you meet. It's about strategically sharing pieces of yourself to build trust. When you share a story, you become more than just a name and a face. You become a three-dimensional human being. Finally, elevate your questions. Move beyond the how are yous and what do you do's. Ask thoughtful, curious questions that invite reflection. You could try questions like, what's a lesson you've learned that really changed your perspective? Or what's something you're really passionate about outside of work? You could even ask, what truly brings you joy? These questions signal that you're not interested in a superficial script. You're interested in who they are as a person. They show that you value their inner world, their thoughts, and their feelings. The quality of your questions will directly determine the quality of your conversation. Let's wrap this all up. We've seen that the amazing feeling we get from a deeply meaningful conversation isn't just a feeling, it's a biological process. It's a cocktail of oxytocin and dopamine that our brain uses to reward us for building strong social bonds, which are essential for our survival and happiness. We've learned that the key to unlocking these connections is the skill of active listening, being fully present, asking open-ended questions, and validating the other person's feelings. We also now understand the crucial roles of empathy, powered by our mirror neurons, and vulnerability, the courageous act of showing our true selves. Meaningful conversation is not some mysterious art form that only a few people are born with. It is a skill. And like any skill, it can be learned and improved with practice. By putting away distractions, sharing our own stories, and asking more thoughtful questions, we can consciously create more opportunities for genuine connection in our lives. So I challenge you to try it. The next time you're with a friend, a family member, or even a colleague, try to go a little deeper. The result won't just be a better conversation. It will be stronger relationships, a greater sense of well-being, and a more connected, fulfilling life. Thanks so much for watching. You found this helpful? Please give this video a like and subscribe for more content on how to live a more connected and meaningful life. Let me know in the comments which tip you're going to try first. I'd love to hear from you. See you next time.